Well, hey everyone, I am Marcus, of course, and I'm back in my jungle room. And this time around, I'm heading over to California where I am speaking to Jeffy. Jeffy, of course, is from the massive killer band called Let Live. Jeffy, hey, how are you today?
Good, brother. How are you doing?
Not too bad.
Good.
Excitedly, you are heading over to Australia very soon. In fact, just next week. It's going to be bonkers for an
Yep.
Australian tour, the 2025 Australian tour. Before we get onto it all, what are you first looking forward to doing when you get back to Australia? Because it has been since 2017. Way too
Yeah, I think this is all so surreal. There's so many challenging factors of us trying to wrap our brains around the fact that we are about to step foot on that soil again. Um, just being, as I just said, just being able to do that is the most exciting factor in the whole thing. Just the love and the presence and the support and the relentless amount of support and love through all these years and being able to be welcomed into that region of the world is it's insane. It's insane, but one of the most beautiful aspects of our life at the moment. We are so excited just to be there, honestly.
And you know what? Like we were just saying before we started recording, you've timed it perfectly because you have entered Australia during spring, which means you're going to get pretty much good weather across the board. Yay!
I
Now,
love
I
it.
think I actually got that wrong. It wasn't 2017, it was 2016 you last toured here, which was just shy of your hiatus that you did in 2017,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
Speaking of the hiatus, um, how did it all come about that you were just wanting that little bit of a break? What caused it?
Um, huh, it's a it's a loaded question full of so much detail.
I know,
Um,
go
I'm
deep
gonna,
first, right?
yeah. I mean, I'm just life happens. I think life happens, and I think all of us as humans on this earth borrowing the minutes that we're so gracefully lucky to be borrowing to do what we do. I think we're all in the search of how, how do we do it? I think we're all trying to get through life
Yep.
in the same way. We're just trying to figure out how do you get through your days, how do you get through life.
Yep.
And I think things happen and reflecting on that era of let live and we were so young and I think as much as we thought we knew about ourselves or just maybe in life in general, maybe there was so much that we still had to learn and so much growing to do, which is an unarguably something that we're always going to be doing as humans. We'll always be growing and learning and
Yeah.
soul seeking and searching so I think in that era, I think we may have just exhausted um, the efforts that we were making at that time. I think everybody needed a minute to explore themselves and re-identify, find their new places in this world and explore other avenues and other interests that everybody had. Because I think having that in one camp sometimes becomes very challenging. And I think the smartest thing we were to do as being friends, I mean, remember we all grew up, together since we were teenagers
Yep.
was do that. And I think like Let Live is larger than us. And I think it would have been selfish for not only our fan base and our friends and our supporters, but even for us to continue doing something that wasn't 100% authentic and pure, which I think we've been able to obtain again now in this era of our lives that we may have lost when we were younger. So I think it was for Let Live and for the songs and not for us as individuals to maybe take a step back from it just for a second and and explore other things. Man, we live once in this world and
Yep.
it's important to do that and find peace within yourselves and um being able to reunite with my brothers again is it's such a beautiful thing and it's so much more powerful and exciting now and we've all been through so much in this life in the last, what, 6, 7 years. And
Yeah.
you're right. The last time we stepped foot on stage before the hiatus was on your side of the world. So
Hey.
it's crazy to be reintroducing all of this again, one last time and starting there because it's this is all wild. But yeah, I think to answer I hope I've answered your question. And
Yeah, no, that was great. So who was the one that made the phone call and say, hey, you know what? Let's do it again.
oh my God. So there wasn't an actual, initiate. phone call that got passed around. I said, "I want to do Let Live." Actually, I'll give major credit to the Black is Beautiful and the rendition that we've done because, as we've done a remix remaster on that.
Yep.
And so honestly, I had not spoken to Jason in nearly like 6 years at the time, I think. And
Wow.
what's funny, I can totally tell the story. Just just the universe as a whole and the energies and vibrations and sometimes and it's crazy how things work out and how everything has its own timing sometimes, and I've learned even as I'm growing up not to go against the current so much, because you can't really control that. Sometimes it's best to sort of just go with the flow, which has been one of the most challenging characteristics of my life. Patience, I think, is my greatest challenge. But um I was trying to reintroduce this new project that I have called Erase Theory. And my fucking Instagram got shut down or something. Like I couldn't find the password. And the email that was linked to that password was a Let Live email. But that website got bought out by somebody else. And so, dude, I was sitting there for 2 days trying to re-engage, like trying to bring the website to life for a minute, just so I can buy that email address, get the password, so I can log back into my socials because I haven't been on social media in probably almost like 5 years.
Yeah, wow.
When I was doing that, I looked down at my phone and Jason Aalon Butler's name was on my phone, and I had like a what the fuck moment, like it just and I answered the phone. It was like, "What's up, Jeffy?" I was like, "Holy fuck, how are you?" And everything started there.
Wow.
That was a 30-minute conversation I'll never forget. And I think about a week after that, we met up for some food. We just chilled. Went on a couple more dinners, and then we never stopped being friends. We just stopped the level of communication maybe decreased a bit because life happens. And as we know that as we get older, people have their own, Jason has a family, got married, has kids, and then I was chasing a career and just that happens. And I think for us, what was most important was reigniting that friendship again and just being brothers and just having that and talking about life and where we were at, things like that. And dude, that lasted like a year. It was
Yeah.
almost like more than a year's time. We never talked about doing this again or anything. And then, we were remixing The Black is Beautiful, and then it turned into, fuck, these songs are so sick live, and the new versions of these are sick. Why don't we just do a show in LA? Fuck, let's just call our friends.
Yeah.
And then that turned into, that's so selfish. How do you do that? Like, how do you just play for, people here and not share it with the rest of the world? And then those conversations started to happen. And then we made more phone calls, and then we dropped a random message online, and then just the response alone was like, we
Mm.
have to do it. Like we have to just go and do it one last time. We never got to say goodbye or anything. Like let's do it. Fuck it. So we did. I quit my job. Like I'm ready to go. Like I'm out. We're out.
Why is it one last time? Is it just that the last hurrah, or do you just feel like there's a chance that maybe there could be some more music, or is it definitely going to be it?
I don't know. I really don't know right now. And I think it would be dishonest for me to tell you that like we wouldn't crave that. Like we're human. How could you not crave something like that? Especially when you see these shows right now, it's the most like how do you not want to do that? But also with that being said, we also want to be mindful and of the fact that right now we are focusing on this being the last, the last hurrah. We want a proper goodbye, and we want to give the correct kind of attention and you know an honest emotional investment to this today without even discussing at all of any kind of future endeavors. Because maybe if we had that writing in our even subconsciously, maybe that might take away from now and today. And I think today deserves everything, and today deserves love, and it deserves that 110%. And I mean, of course, people are asking that. Like, how could you not think about it? But we haven't spoke of anything like that at all. I think we've just been focusing on let's just enjoy ourselves. Like, let's just enjoy this and share it with our friends, and like not think about a future and not think we might not even get to wake up one day. I mean, just waking up every day is such a blessing in our life. And how do you Like I'm not going to sit here and be, oh yeah, let's plan a 2028 and a new record and new songs, and then that hasn't happened. We're having so much fun here now today in the present and absorbing these minutes that are presented in front of us today. So that's where we're at, and that's honest.
Really, you are a total vibe. Your philosophy on life is absolutely exceptional.
Aw,
It is
thank you.
absolutely like wow. I mean, there's a whole nother storyline that we could go down, but we've only got 15 minutes. But hey, obviously the tour kicks off on the 5th of September, which is like we just said, like next week, in Brisbane. Then it goes to the 6th. It's actually pretty much back to back. 6th
Yep.
of September in Sydney, the 7th of September in Melbourne. Then you get one day off. Then the 9th of September in Adelaide, which is where I'm going to catch up with you.
Oh yeah,
And we're going to sit and chat about life. Don't you worry about that.
love that.
And
I'm
then
here for
10th of
it.
September in Perth. And then that is it. It's all over, Red Rover. But my question for you is obviously, since the first album in 2003, Exhaustion, Saltwater, and everything in between, up until, the revisited album that you've just brought out this year, The Blackest Beautiful. What or how do you think your music has changed? What's your opinion of your music since the early days to now?
Well,
Developed.
dude, well, back in the day, you couldn't even punch in takes. Some of those tracks were recorded on tapes, tape machines, you know. Now there's so much to explore. It's almost suffocating sometimes to just when we were searching for riffs and the right tonality of a drum set, sometimes now we're searching for the right samples. Or, not that Let Live has been doing that. Just me as even as producer songwriting and just what thing people are being exposed to now, just in the sonic realm of shit, just writing songs and the AI, the introduction of AI now, that introduction and it's crazy, man. I mean, like we're always evolving as artists and always trying to like upstage ourselves in the last release. But I think something beautiful about Let Live is just the authentic nature of how we process and approach things, no matter how long it really takes. Because life does happen, and I don't think anything's ever been rushed or forced. And the responses we've gotten, even maybe on our last record or the album before that, The Black is Beautiful, like, we got there was a lot of critique on like the mix quality and things like that and what we did. And sometimes I sit here as we were remixing the new one and I laugh with Jay sometimes. It's like, what the fuck were we thinking? Because we're exposed to so many new elements and the tonality of the mixes and what we did. And we just wanted to do something complete opposite of what everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
We've always been the band. I say this sometimes, like we've always been the band that most bands wanted to be, but they're too smart to fucking do it, which is why most people probably succeeded and never really took a hiatus for a second. But that's not live. It's the unplanned nature of everything. And of course we've gotten older and of course, our craft has changed and the professionalism behind it has grown and the way we play our instruments has grown and the vocals and I think we've been able to find ways to have a direct reflection of that through the evolution of like our albums and the music we've written.
Mm.
So,
I mean, it's a great catalog.
oh, thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate that. It's
Um,
crazy that people still love it and
oh my
support
God, totally.
it.
And it's
Live.
timeless. It's absolutely
Yeah.
timeless music. But obviously, the recent put out that you've done, The Blackest Beautiful Revisited, is something you're extremely proud of, I'm sure. But prior to that, what is one album that actually stands out for you that you did that, in your consideration, is one of your proudest albums?
I think if, like we're never, it's hard as an artist and songwriter because I'll never want to stop touching the songs. It's very hard to like stop and say it's ready. And of course, you'll have those moments sometimes. But for me, maybe it was like If I'm the Devil. I think maybe the last one because the vision behind that, and this is just me personally speaking, and this is also subjective, just my subjective view on it. And I'll always wish there was more on that album. And I'll always wish the process was different. Sometimes I'll wish the where we were as a band was different. I wish the personal challenges we were going through at that time that we've been vocal about in different press releases and whatnot. That record, was one hell of a fucking journey from the minute we started trying to write it until, maybe we just decided that it was over. And the pressures from our label and management to get it out and release it because it had taken so long. But again, even to reflect, and there was so much life happening. And it may not be a perfect album, but I think that album has a lot of moments, especially like personally allow me to revisit where I was at that time when we were writing that. Um, Even if it was a real shit time in our life, because those times are important too. It's not always about like what everybody's showing on social media, the 5 seconds of, glory and fame of their life, when we all know that when that phone gets put down, that's not an honest reflection of most people's lives anyway, and I am grateful for that because there was a lot of growth that happened because of the challenges we were handed. And I'm thankful to be here today because of that record, and I think, again, it may not be a perfect album, but I'm always grateful that we got to complete and release it and share it. So I think I'm going to say that record because fuck, dude, like Fake History and Blackest Beauty, we were we were punk as fucking reckless as hell. Like I didn't even some of those songs were in like 5 minutes. Like no fucks, you just get in there, make noise. Like, let's go track it. All right, sick, done. Like let's get on stage and
That's epic.
yeah. But it is also hard. It's hard to answer that because I see most of the songs that like we produce or release or anything. Those are my children. Like that's like going into a family event, like sitting at a dinner table with 20 of your kids, hypothetically speaking, and
Yeah.
which one is your favorite? Like how the fuck how do you? But everybody delivers something to the family, even you know what I mean. Like it's
Yep.
hard.
I
That's
hear you.
so.
I'm a total plant nerd, so I've got a lot of plants in my home, like
I
ridiculous
love that.
amounts. I'm over 500. Don't judge me.
Oh my God.
And I get asked a lot, what's your favorite plant? It's like, I can't tell you that. I love them all. They're all my kids. Plus
Love
they're
that.
listening, so I can't tell you.
Yeah, I love that. They
I
do
love them
listen.
all. But you know what? It's about finding the joy in every bit of thing that you've done, that you've created, and that you're about to create as well. Everything's got its value always. Um, hey, getting back to Australia, and I know that you're not going to have a lot of downtime, but is there something you're looking forward to revisiting? It might be, is there a favorite cafe you had over here, or is there a bar or a restaurant, or even a famous site that you're looking forward to going to see when you're
That,
back here?
yeah, our time is so limited. But you know what I'm most excited for, actually, and this might sound, but I just want to sit on the coast on that side of the island with my brothers, and I just want to enjoy the moments, even if we don't even say any words to each other. I think that beats the hell out of any kind of tourist attraction that we had there because a large portion of my life ended there.
Yep.
And I think what I want to do is have my minutes with that and reflect on where I've been in my life since I last left that coast. I would love to just sit by the water and just enjoy a nice sunset or something like that, maybe with a cool cocktail or not even that. I probably don't even need anything. I think I would just love to sit there and enjoy the world and those vibrations and that energy. And I think it's going to be a very beautiful moment for me personally speaking. Just to do something as simple as that would mean a lot.
Monday, the 8th of September is your day off. If you're in Adelaide, I will give you a list of places where you can go and sit on an awesome cliff somewhere and just watch
Yes,
the sunset. All right.
yes, please.
It depends
Yes,
where you are on the Monday night, of course. But you know what? If it's Adelaide, I'll hook you up
I
totally.
love that.
Um,
You're the man. Fuck yeah.
Jeffy, you are a total amazing legend. Like seriously, like I said, I mean, musically, I have known you've been outstanding, this band forever. But now as a human being, I see a whole different side of you. And much respect and credit to you for putting such amazing energy out there. It's top.
Mm.
And when you get to Adelaide, I definitely want to catch up. I will be at the show. Like I said, everyone, it kicks off Friday the 5th of September, the Australian tour, and winds up on Wednesday, the 10th of September in Perth. Adelaide, you guys, it's the 9th of September at the Lion Arts Factory. It is, so get along, get out and support Let Live, because this might be the last time. Jeffy, have a great day, and I look forward to catching up with you when you hit Adelaide.
I love
Woo!
it. Thank you so much.
Awesome.